Hey, beautiful people, it is Ari here from My Healing Prescription, a soft place to land for all things healing. Some of y'all may also know me as Flo from Glow with Flo, a self-care movement skincare brand. Now listen, today is Sunday. It is 6 p.m. Central Time, baby, Central. And today is going to be week 3 of our Healing Journal series. Now listen, can I start with where I'm at, how I'm feeling real quick? Can I get real for a second? Can I give you a backstory? Because I think it's going to give you great context on which journal we're going to choose next. You have an idea. Okay, I'm sweating. You got an idea. Okay, let's talk. Right now, I'm in a space where I have very strong feelings. I have very strong opinions. I have very strong reasoning and anything else strong that I can have. Okay, when it comes down to my opinions, sometimes they are so strong and I'm standing on business. I'm standing 10 toes down. But it also can feel alienating when I'm the only one who feels this way. So for context, long story, real short, I have been judged for my lifestyle choices as far as being a content creator, doing YouTube and other things when I could have gotten a job, right? And mind you, being in this position is a waiting game. You're not going to be a millionaire right off rip, right? So it's a waiting game. It's a patient game. If you have the capacity to wait it out, right? So I'm in the process of waiting it out. I'm in a waiting season. God is telling me to wait, be on hold. I'm under his wing right now. I'm being put on Front Street because he wants to use me publicly, right? So publicly, I feel like I look like a failure and things like that. So I've been judged for my financial situation, living with my parents at age 30 and so on and so forth. But when it comes down to people who hurt you, people who judge you, and then when it benefits them, they want to take advantage of the things that they judged you for. So for example, if you're talking about my money and my money problem and my money situation, and you're judging me for the idea that I'm a content creator versus a regular 9-to-5 citizen, but then you want me to join you in a celebration when all you did was use me as a punching bag and judge me for me not living the life that you want me to live, however that works. Now, when it comes down for you to be celebrated, you want me to say, forget everything that I did. It's time to put that aside and celebrate me. So use your hard-earned money that you don't have, that the money they judge me for. Use your hard-earned money that you don't have to celebrate me. Because you have to, you should. Don't guilt trip me. Don't guilt trip me. And a lot of people don't realize that, when my knives come out to play, it's only because you cut me. Okay? When my knives come out, it's only because you cut me. I'm always in defense mode. I'm never going to cut someone for the hell of it. I'm never going to cut someone for funsies when they haven't done anything to me. So the people who do that, understand my knives are out because you cut me first. Don't ever think my knives are out just because I'm this bully or this mean person. No, baby. My knives are out because you cut me first. So when I turn into this bulldog, when I turn into somebody who has non-negotiables, when I turn into somebody who tells you no and hell no, that's me setting my boundary. That's me finally standing up for myself, because as a child, I could not. I said this on Threads, but I want to make it clear. Only reason why I'm forgiving you is because God told me to. Forgiving you does not equal reconciliation. Okay? And so there are some people we got to deal with. Holidays are coming up. That's going to be a whole thing for me. That's going to be a whole series that I might even have to throw in a ring. Because when it gets to a point where you are an adult, you can make your own decisions, but people still feel the need to judge you for that. And then you feel isolated and alienated. And then that people pleasing side starts to kick in, like, maybe I am tripping. You're not. You're not tripping. They are. You not thinking weird. They are. And even if you are thinking weird, it's the right way. A lot of times when you are the chosen one to break generational curses, you're looked at as weird. People be like, oh, I'm the black sheep or the black swan or whatever y'all be calling yourselves. But it's not the black sheep, or like, you literally breaking generational curses. It stops with you. Literally, it stops with you. So before I get on this tangent, and before I have a whole full-on panic attack, okay, today we're going to choose little infomercial. Today we're going to talk about what them ASMR people be doing. Today we're going to talk about healing from disappointment. Okay. I am going to pick one of the journal prompts from this chapter, and I'm just going to read it out loud because I'm in that space. Now, mind you, I have a whole lot of things that I wanted to talk about, not specifically today. I put sticky notes here just so I could figure out which ones I like best and things like that. But I'm just about to pick a random one, how I'm feeling right now. I want to make sure it resonates so I can elaborate on it and let y'all know how I'm feeling, you know? Okay, so I think this one is aligned for the conversation, a little bit of the conversation. So how I talked about sometimes you feel alienated when you are finally stepping out and doing something different, right? The question says, during this time, it is important that you put yourself first often. So how can you show up for yourself more consistently? So this is going to be healing from disappointment. This is going to be in phase 3, restoring trust. It's not the first page, but it's the second one. Can y'all see? Okay. So again, during this time, it is important that you put yourself first often. So how can you show up for yourself more consistently? So for my sake, I want to take a deep breath, breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Today has been one of those days where emotions are high for me. And the more I keep thinking about certain things, the more it hurts. And I keep thinking about it and going down the rabbit hole only so that I can heal, not necessarily to keep rehearsing negative memory recall. Yesterday, I did Yesterday, I asked myself, what's the timeline of me and someone's relationship? And I went from the very beginning to now, and it triggered me in so many ways. And I realized like no one can go back, even though I may have grew up with certain people, no one can go back and live the life that I lived. No one can go back and experience the feelings that I've had. No one can go back and see what I've seen. No matter how much I try to explain something, you literally have no idea what I experienced, because you haven't experienced it. So the question is, how can you show up for yourself more consistently during a time of healing from disappointment? For me, ensuring that I'm not coming from a bitter place, but I'm also standing on how I'm feeling. There's no need to second guess, especially if you have those kind of thoughts that like, I'm very self-aware and I'm really thorough when it comes down to my thought process. So when I'm angry at someone or if I'm experiencing these negative emotions, it's because I've already thought about certain aspects. Being an empath, again, you think about how other people feel as well as how you feel. And in this moment, I don't care. I literally have to separate how they may feel and think about myself, because at the end of the day, I'm the one who has to try to sleep at night. I have not been sleeping well. It's been a lot of anger. It's been a lot of disappointment. So in this season, how can I show up for myself more consistently? Obviously, it's self-care, right? But what does self-care look like now? Self-care looks different in different seasons. In this season right now, my self-care looks like honoring myself. And in the past three days specifically, but in the past few months, I've been honoring myself. If I want to rest and not do anything, even though it may look like I'm being lazy for people who may have the 9-to-5 jobs, and I choose to rest all day that day because I literally worked my butt off the last weeks or whatever, especially after that 30-day challenge, I publicly showed y'all that I put in work. So y'all now have an idea of what I'm capable of and what I do and what my thought process looks like. And so I have to honor myself when it comes down to giving me rest. When it comes down to me creating, I haven't created in a while, right? Outside of these videos, I wanted to create new products. I wanted to get back into the swing of things. And I said that I wanted to create more, but I said that at like 12 a.m. So like, I'm saying that with my eyes crossed. I'm tired. So I said, let's do it tomorrow, but let's rest right now. The next day I woke up, I created a hair growth oil. I created a new facial serum. I created a new bar soap. I also cooked, right? I made pizza from scratch. I honored myself that day to create whatever I felt like creating. I said, let's do it. I didn't have a plan for what I wanted to create, but there were some things that have been heavy on my mind. Okay, my hair, I want to grow it back. Let's create an oil. We know how to do that. My facial serum, if I'm creating a skincare company for Black women, a lot of our issues comes from hyperpigmentation. And it's time that I step into that, obviously. And that's a whole nother topic on why I haven't done that yet. I'm scared. I'm terrified because I want it to be perfect. And so that's a whole nother conversation right there. But I honored that. I'm honoring my rest. I honored the fact that I needed to clean up my room. And it wasn't a need. I honored the fact that I wanted to clean up my room. My space wasn't conducive to where I wanted to be. It made sense for where my head was cluttered. My head was cluttered, but I knew it was time to clean, right? And I had the desire to do it. I had the oomph to do it. So I honored myself with that. And last but not least, I honored myself when it came down to my mental health. Now, I'm talking to you all about physical, spiritual, mental, emotional, social, financial health, right? And I have this business where I work with herbs and create all these things. But there's something in me that said, winter blues is coming. And I'm not ready to actively do anything about it to heal this. And I said, I have a doctor's appointment coming up. So if the conversation somehow comes up with my doctor about how I'm feeling here, then I'm gonna consider talking about antidepressants. Obviously, I know there are many side effects. I know. But this is my best right now. And I think we get so caught up in what looks right and what doesn't look right, what feels right. I'm going based on what feels right. What feels right now is I don't have the capacity to learn what helps and what heals. I've tried a lot of different things. I have not tried them consistently. I don't have the capacity to mess up right now. I don't have the capacity to do trial and error right now when it comes down to here during this fall season, because I know what it looked like last year, right? So went to the doctor's appointment. My doctor said, okay, so how have you been feeling? Have you been getting good sleep? You stressed out? You got your own business? And we just kept talking. And I'm just like, this is weird. Like, we don't really talk about this stuff. So this is strange. And that's when I knew. I was like, all right. I thought about taking antidepressants, and we talked about it. And I said, my thing is, if I get on antidepressants, I can't gain weight. I worked my butt off to keep 15 pounds off all year. Right. But I can't gain weight. Like, I just can't do it. And so we got on one. It's almost been a month of me being on one, and things are shifting, but it's a waiting game. So that's what I'm doing to honor myself. I'm paying attention to what my body needs. I'm paying attention to what my mind needs, because at the end of the day, if $1 million dropped in my lap right now, that would be overwhelming. I don't want to be in a space where I'm overwhelmed. I want to be in a space where I can literally have the mental capacity to divvy out the money the way I need to for it to grow and work for me. I don't want to be overwhelmed. So I'm in that space where I'm healing in all capacities, and I'm still moving forward. Last year, my healing looked like, nope, I don't feel like it. And it was stagnant energy. So I want to make sure I'm doing everything I can. It is October. I'm doing everything I can to prepare for the November, the Decembers. Okay. So that is what it looks like for me to show up for myself more consistently. So what does it look like for you? How can you show up for yourself more consistently during this time? That's something I just want you to think of. That's something I just want you to think about. As y'all all know, this is Self-Care Sunday, but self-care is not only on Sundays. So think about this, journal, prep for tomorrow as you go to work or as you rest. But I definitely want you to think about you more, because again, you can't fill up anyone else's cup when yours is empty. So take care of yourself, love on yourself, be good to you so that you can in return be good to other people. Okay. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to week 3 of my Healing Journal series, and y'all go out there and be great. Okay. I love y'all. Peace.